Hi, my name is Barbara Eisenstein. I started and run Friends of South Pass Nature Park. We've been doing it for about 20 years. We weed, clean up, plant, and so on. You can see the nature park is down at the bottom of the slide there. I'm going to give you a tour of the San Pascual site, which is downstream from the San Rafael site. And it has major changes are planned for this particular area. So I want you to see what it looks like right now and what they're planning to do with it. And this is a picture if you were standing at that intersection. The San Pascual Bridge is off to your right. And when we go into this area, we're going to go basically straight ahead. You see that dark car? We're going to be on the right of it and walking straight ahead. And this is what you see when you walk into the shrubbery there, into the trees and shrubs. It's kind of a woodland. Those are two oaks. And there's this beautiful little diverted stream, which has quite clear water. And these pictures were all taken within the last few weeks. So you can see it runs down there. It doesn't really look like Southern California at all. It's so wooded and green. We're going to walk off to the right again, and when you do that, you see we get into these palm trees, which are visible from the outside as well. There's a lot of ailanthus, weedy, a lot of weeds in there, but there are native things too. We're looking at elderberry now, back to the ailanthus. And there's the path again. You can see there's an oak straight ahead and slightly to the left. Again, taking a look at these palm trees, which they do provide some habitat. They're non-native and they really should go because they're quite invasive. And they should have been taken care of a long time ago, but there they are. And as we walk down the path, if I don't bonk my head on this trunk that fell across the path, you see, we come into this sycamore that burned in a recent fire, but you can see it's sprouting from the roots again. Those are all sycamore leaves. I don't know what the future for that tree is, how many times it's burned and how damaged it is, but it's making an effort to come back. You continue walking. This is again that little creek, and mallards are using it. You can see the water is really clear and nice. I've been told that there are frogs and tadpoles and the like in the water as well. Now I'm panning around. You see some chain link fence. There's some cattails there, lots of weeds. It's a mess. But if you look closely, somebody is enjoying the mess. There's a great blue heron in there. You can just see it just put its head down. I zoomed in on it when I saw it when I was out there. And in spite of what this place looks like, somehow or other, this bird is enjoying it and making use of it. And I think, in a sense, that's the point: is that this wildness is used by a lot of birds. You saw ducks. I talked about frogs. There are little fish and tadpoles and other things in the water. So it is pretty important habitat as it stands right now. Now I'd like to show you some of the plans that are being put forward for this. This is the construction plan for this site. And you really can't see, but they're going to remove basically all the trees except some of them around the edges. So the entire site is going to be graded, and sort of flattened out so that the water can spread and won't be running down a narrow channel as you saw it earlier. They have little bridges growing across this water. I don't know whether it would be wet all the time or not. There are pumps, these things buried underground, pumping things in, pumping them out, and yes, filtering the water as well. This is a cross section of the area. To the left, the water gets diverted, that's channel diversion. Then there's going to be a valve and some pre-treatment. And then you can see it spread out, a filtration unit, and it heads back into the channel. In this drawing, you kind of can see they render it from above. The little picture over to the left is what it looks like now, and later that is what they project that it will look like. The Arroyo Seco channels all the way over to the right, and there are paths and fences around the whole area. In this picture, you can see which trees they're going to take out and which ones they're going to leave. So if you look over to the right, that small picture there, the brown trees are the existing trees to remain. So there's some of the ones around the edge. And all those lighter greenish color ones all will go. And looking at the picture, you can see they envision it being filled with water that will flow through it, I guess, all year. So these are some pictures, drawings of what the park is going to look like when it's completed. People strolling, it looks quite beautiful. Doesn't look like the same kind of habitat, but it's very appealing with lots of butterflies and things like that. But unfortunately, I have to bring you back to reality. This is a little strip of land along the recreational bike path next to the driving range in South Pasadena. It was planted with Mediterranean and native plants. It's maintained by Parkwood, the contractor that our city employs for this kind of thing. They've used herbicides in spite of the fact that they say they don't. They hedge it up. It's really a mess. They do not get the weeds, the really bad, noxious, invasive weeds like ailanthus and palms, which are awful in that area in the San Pascual site. They haven't been good about going after those weeds. There's even some poison oak that's taken root in this area. So this is what we currently have, and there are a lot of really good native plants in here. There is castor bean I'm seeing, which is non-native and invasive, but there's also elderberry, holly leaf cherry, tons of oaks. This is an old sycamore, and here's a Southern California black walnut in flower. So there really are some very nice elements in the park. I took this picture because these are seedlings of toyon that are just taking sprout. I took this picture last week. It always excites me to see native plants when they start naturalizing, coming back on their own. And I think in this area, in the San Pascual site, if we just cleared the weeds out and took care of it, it would continue to be and really turn into an excellent, awesome riparian woodland like it should be, rather than clearing it and replanting it with some native plants and putting paths around and hoping the city maintains it as it should over time. Thank you.